I'm Mateo Ventura Brewer, Executive Director of Aqua Foundation for Women. This is important news about lesbian and queer women. We are the Aqua Foundation for Women, the only nonprofit 501c3 in Florida by and for LGBTQ+ women. Since 2004, we have been the voice dedicated to serving and supporting LGBTQ+ women. Our partnership is part of Hotspot's Happening Out television network's 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community. Lesbians and queer women are one of those 10 pillars. We hope you will support Aqua Foundation's vital mission by sharing, volunteering, and donating. We discuss, is LGBTQ+ America's future female or genderqueer? The Aqua Foundation for Women was the brainchild of Alicia Apfel based on her belief that South Florida needed an organization for and by LGBTQ women. Alicia gathered local lesbian leaders to create the Women's Fund in 2004. In 2007, the organization changed its name to Aqua Foundation for Women. Since its beginning, the organization has been striving to offer more opportunities to the queer women of the community and build a sense of togetherness that can help women progress. Considering the present anti-LGBTQ+ political environment and the not-so-improved situation for queer women in the nation, Aqua Women discuss the possibilities in the future and whether the LGBTQ America's future will be female or genderqueer. So I love this question. I think
should we take a vote?
No, I think the importance here is in our country there are systemic inequities, and people who are female or who are assigned female at birth or present femme are going to face a certain set of inequities because of that. So we have to acknowledge that, and we have to work to reducing those inequities on that basis. But I also think that to the younger generation, and we might throw this to y'all over here, gender seems much more fluid and much more ambiguous, and I think it's been fluid in some of the older generations and throughout time as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I really think a lot of these bills that are really cracking down on trans people are due to fear of, you know, more genderqueer, more different gender expression, because I feel like younger generation, maybe not all of them, but they're kind of like, screw gender, like it's just something to label as, and there's a lot of cultures that don't look at gender the way we did. Like, I know your indigenous culture doesn't look at it the same way we do.
No, absolutely not. We absolutely do not. It wasn't until actually we were colonized that we started adopting more binary gender roles. And I just think that maybe in a way we're going back to our roots.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I think that we're going to have to wait for an entire generation to pass on to the next stage of their lives before we see any real acceptance of genderqueer, new gender expressions, because man, the old guard is like holding on strong, and you know they're going to be the death grip, literally, you know, and they're going to probably take their power, their influence all the way to the grave.
Oh yeah.
And so we're gonna right now, the invitation to your generation really is to prepare, put your ducks in a row, be on the offensive right now, because they're on their way out. I mean, that's just that is the sorry, but it's the cycle of life. We all kind of, you know, we live and we die, and so that's what's going to happen. And right now we're seeing this birth of this new generation who is non-binary and open to new expressions, and it's really so intriguing for me because, you know, as someone who has been androgynous my entire life, maybe just when I was younger, I was a little bit more femme presenting, but
you didn't have any choice.
I did have a moment. But
it was a phase.
It was a moment. It was a few years, so it was a moment. But, you know, now that I see this and I see just people, you know, it's like the thing with clothing and everything that we purchase as consumers, there's a psychology behind it. And it's all about whether you fall on that spectrum. Are you a man or are you a woman? And then they're going to put you in pink if you're a girl. And, you know, that whole, my God, if just the older generations could understand how this has infiltrated our lives, how gender and your ability to express yourself as you choose. We have to just learn to accept people. And if you identify as an elephant today, I could care less, okay?
I agree.
That's another conversation, but if that's what you want to do, that's on you.
I think another issue why a lot of these conservatives are having a lot of issues with the gender is because gender and white supremacy and the patriarchy kind of all intertwine together. And once you dismantle the form of gender, you're dismantling the idea of white supremacy and the patriarchy, because we're challenging different norms that were not challenged before. It's like, how dare we do that?
And I also want
Really
to
hit the nail on the
know
head.
that like gender has changed over time and across cultures. So actually skirts weren't made for women, they were made for men.
So we're high
The
heels.
pink was actually a boy's color. And for example, across culture, men in South Korea wear makeup.
Yeah.
Gender is a total made up, like,
We could spend a whole nother hour on just the different ways
I'll
people
give a
present
lecture.
in gender.
Can I have let's just one last thing? I am feeling this with Aqua. You know what I mean? We are bringing Aqua into 2023. You know what I mean? And we're finding, dealing with younger people and having a younger ED, a lot more ideas, and it's a very exciting time. Very exciting time.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.